Welcome back to the Grass Doesn't Exist podcast. It's me, Daichi, and
Shadow, and we are back once again talking about the LCS and all the new changes that are going to be happening with our podcast.
Yeah, and because there's a lot of changes.
There's going to be a lot of changes, and I hope you're excited.
So Shadow and I, we've been working behind the scenes for a hot couple of weeks now. Mm-hmm. We announced it about almost a month ago that we were in the works.
Of course.
It took a little bit longer to set everything up, couple hiccups, some creative decisions.
We're slowly trying to improve every time, little by little.
And just like whenever you have two people working on the same project, you have to have consensus from both.
Yes, of course.
You can't just be the main boss and go, this is how we're doing it, and the other person has to accept it.
No, we have to consent or else it'll be sexual harassment. Yeah.
But you like that, though.
What? Okay, get back on topic.
Get back on topic? What topic? So consent, yes. And so we've decided to change some things up because Shadow also has a YouTube channel as well on the side.
True.
Shadow Premium. It's been doing really well. It has.
It's exciting, you know. Yeah. Hopefully it will grow little by little.
Yeah, and with me being the main person behind the scenes of the podcast, and us wanting to work together more often, more frequently, and on more projects other than just our two babies, we've decided to make Grass Doesn't Exist our main name brand and have all of our projects under that.
Yes. So it's kind of like an esports organization, but it's not.
I would say more like offline TV, like in a content sense.
Yeah, it's like a content org, I guess so. But it's just us two, but we're just trying to, first of all, just keep it organized. Obviously, you know, we want to keep it organized, keep it clean, and sort of have our projects all under the main name, which is Grass Doesn't Exist, which we first, figured out.
We came up with that name together.
Yeah.
We thought
we love it. We're gonna stick with it.
Yeah, and in doing so, we had to figure out what to call this podcast, because you can't call the podcast the name of our organization.
Yeah.
That's just kind of cringe.
Kind of cringe.
Which we are big cringers.
We are very cringe.
Not that cringe.
Not
that. We won't go that.
You don't want to go there?
No.
Okay. Yeah. We're not going
so
there.
In doing so, we had a little bit of a trouble finding a new name. Mm-hmm. And we realized, especially recently, we've been focusing more on describing pro play.
Yeah,
our thoughts.
We're trying to figure out like what we do and try to get a name to describe all of that.
Yeah, and I made a reference a couple weeks ago that really hit the nose for us. Iron analysts. Mm-hmm. It was our skill level in what we do on the podcast.
Our skill level in league, our skill level of our podcast.
Yeah, our skill level in analyzing. For irons all around. Uh-huh. And we thought it would be funny to make a callback of the podcast of one of its earlier episodes. And so we have decided to change the name coming forward as Iron Analysts.
Yep. And that's going to be our new name for the podcast.
Yeah. If you're seeing this or listening to this, that means that you have also seen that the icon has changed. We've gotten a little bit cleaner, getting a little bit more professional.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It definitely shows it. I think it really just describes who we are. And we obviously got that grass sticking out of the mic and stuff like that. You know, we're not going to leave that.
It'll always be a part of us.
It's always going to be a part of us.
Because one day we just want to find the grass to touch. But until then, it doesn't exist.
What is grass?
Yeah, what is grass? How can I touch it? If you touch if you touch like young baby grass, does that make you a grass pedophiler?
Oh my god. Stop.
Underage grass.
We're trying to not be explicit, okay?
I haven't said anything explicit.
Even if YouTube changed their swear word policy, we're still gonna we're gonna keep it chill, okay?
And speaking of that, the first episode is right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, congratulations. Welcome to the first of many. Of course, all the others will be there. YouTube. But yeah, we're expanding. We're branching out. Mm-hmm. And as the wise Mr. Beast once said that we both took to heart, as long as you upgrade or improve once a week on your projects, you'll become better.
Absolutely.
And maybe one day we'll pay an assassin to hunt us down in a video. Yeah, that was his newest one.
Oh my god.
He paid an assassin to hunt him down. I don't think I'll ever want that to be our goal.
We'll have to touch grass.
We'll have to touch grass.
I don't know if I'm willing to go there, okay?
Yeah. I paid an assassin to hunt me down in Among Us. That's about as close as we'll get.
Oh god.
to suss us out.
We hid in the LCS production room.
Yeah. Ooh, real quick. Out of all the casters, if you could have one act as the person hunting you down, which one would you have hunt you down?
Let me think. I think it would have to be... I think it'd be funny if Captain Flowers...
Right? That's what I was thinking. Just him just announcing it. Like, you could just hear his voice echoing in the halls.
He'll like do some Skarner cosplay.
Just like...
I'm gonna sting you.
like a purple suit, like purple like mittens.
Oh god. We're not going back there.
Get the purple mittens
That was
going.
something.
That was something.
I wonder how he'll feel about the Skarner VGO update, which is in the works right now, but...
Did you see that they're allowing it to grab multiple people?
I saw that. I didn't believe it.
Potentially.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to believe that until it's like actually proven.
But based on like the art style, it looks like a lot cleaner.
Yeah, it does look cleaner.
More alien.
The base one just doesn't look good. I don't know what to say. It looks like a character that just got picked out of Dota.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's almost like an AoE slash that sort of just like picks a bunch of people up, like a Rel R, which is like 10 times better.
Yeah. So I guess Rel's going back into the dumpster once again.
Skarner support's gonna replace Rel.
I will rip it out.
I honestly think it will. It's possible, actually.
I've done Skarner support before. It was funny. It was a meme.
Doesn't seem terrible now that I think about it.
It wasn't the worst.
Okay.
I would do it with Dravens.
I feel like they'll make Skarner like super tanky too.
Because the reason why I was good with Draven is because anytime you are dragging someone with his ult, you just drag him towards Draven's puddles, so he can just keep autoing them.
Oh my god! Like where his Q's gonna land?
Yeah, that's where I would drag them to, so he can continue autoing.
Oh, that's pretty smart.
It was so gross. And then immediately as they got out, I would then stun them.
No, but I hate Skarner because like when I played a lot of top lane, he was a very cheese pick, right? And I can definitely assume in support role he can be very cheesy too.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Okay, well, back on topic. We're just talking about rebranding, right?
Yeah.
And you say this podcast is gonna be the first video of our YouTube.
Yeah, and then we'll slowly I'll start adding the old ones.
Okay. Yeah.
Gotta adjust a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, I didn't even know about this. He just told me this today.
It was a surprise.
That was a surprise.
I did tell you before. Oh. So, a little behind the scenes actions. I did tell Shadow that there's going to be a lot of surprises today in the podcast. And I asked if you wanted to know in advance, and you said no. I want to be surprised.
Okay, that was a surprise. Okay.
That was one of them.
I see. Because I was not expecting that. I just was going with the flow though, because I thought you expected me to know.
No.
So I was just like, I gotta keep it normal.
Yeah, gotta keep it fresh.
Gotta keep it exciting. Gotta keep the relationship going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing that I've been binging on YouTube recently is a lot of Jeopardy. I don't know why. I've just been on a kick.
Okay.
I get it happens once in a while.
Okay.
With being a historian, I just gotta like see if I'm smarter at some points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. I don't care if I fail the science questions. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. Screw math.
Screw math.
But if I get the geology ones or the history ones wrong, then I feel done.
Yeah, like we don't know math, but like when it comes to like league and how much gold we need, we're like perfect at it.
Yeah. So with that, before I get into this fun little, I created a little Jeopardy game.
For me?
For you.
Oh goodness. My brain's not ready for this.
But before that, I know recently you've been playing a lot of Israel.
Yeah.
Down in the bot line.
Decent amount.
Yep. Well, if you ever get auto-filled to mid, there's a mid-Israel build that's being spammed by Showmaker over in Korea.
You did this last year.
I know, but the build's different.
It's like a tank build?
Nope.
Divine Sunder? AP?
Nope. It uses the two core items of Israel, Esset's Reaver and Manamune.
Okay, yeah.
But his mythic that he takes as a third item is Moonstone. The support healing
Moonstone?
item. Yep, he takes the support healing mythic.
Why?
Because he grabs Conqueror, and after proccing your Conqueror stacks, it heals you, and then it procs Moonstone, which then allows him to heal his allies. And so he just sits in the back line, spams, procs the Conqueror, and then just heals people.
Oh my god.
While dealing damage. That's the 3-item core. And then after that, he builds... if his team needs more healing, he'll build Redemption, And then if not, he'll just start building the normal damage items.
What about AP to just enhance the Moonstone?
I think he might have picked up 1 or 2 AP items, but like the support AP items to increase the healing.
So it's like a Soraka.
A Soraka that out of nowhere gives you a right hook like Mike Tyson.
And has better mobility with the... Oh my god. That's crazy. And I'm assuming Moonstone also gives you ability haste too, right? Mm-hmm. So, oh my goodness. Showmaker is putting on a show once again.
Yeah.
First we saw the attack speed Malphite with the press the attack and everything like that.
That was done by, I believe, Faker.
No, that was Showmaker.
Was it Showmaker?
Yeah. No, Showmaker pulls out crazy shit.
Okay.
And then, now the Ezreal. Wow.
But that Ezreal one I thought was funny.
Have we seen it in pro play yet though? No?
No, but it's been his like one of his more like frequent ones.
I want to... If we see it, we're going to have to talk about it. That's going to be great. Yeah.
I think he'll probably whip it like... I feel like when pros do this of just like spam like an odd pick and then don't play it anymore, I feel like it's because at that point they've mastered it.
Oh.
And they'll find another one, master that, and then once like they need a clutch moment or like an off meta pick to like win a clutch game, they'll throw that one in there.
He's waiting for a World Finals Game 5 to pull out the Ezreal mid.
World Finals or even spring finals or like spring playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
like if like they have 2 bad games, pick up one and they just need to win one more game, you whip out that bad boy.
Yeah, I feel like when all hope is lost, you have to definitely just pull out the sleeper picks. Do a surprise because you're doing the same thing and it's not working, right?
Yeah.
And I think Korea, they do that. We see like the Lehens Singe support, Showmaker does crazy stuff. Faker brought out this crazy.
Not Faker. All of T1 brings out crazy.
No, but I'm saying like last year, like they started like this Kaisa midwave, remember? Which spread everywhere, which I hated. That was crazy. Oh, so that's why I'm just like worried, like LCS, do they do that? Because I don't think they do.
Not really. No.
Not in the mid lane.
Yeah, even then, they don't really do anything wacky.
Yeah.
I think the wackiest thing I've seen in the last like year or so is when Busio played Azir support.
Oh.
That was the wackiest I've seen.
Wasn't that like the first match too?
Yeah. It was the opening of spring.
Banger. I mean, I actually thought it was pretty good though.
On paper, great idea because the Azir can destroy the Heimerdinger turrets.
Great laning pick, I feel.
Yeah. It's just the fact that other than that, it's almost impossible to scale as a support.
Yeah, try to go and you can just go one shot,
There's only 2 scaling supports, and that's Pyke and Senna. Senna because she just plays a side mini game to win, and Pyke because he gets to kills and just gives gold to other people.
Yeah, that's true.
Other than
Senna,
those,
the more she plays, she just can shoot from further and further
and then
away.
Probably the only other like decently good scaling is Bard. I would say those are the top 3 scalers for support.
Gotcha.
In my opinion, like of course, like there's Thresh, but like it doesn't really.
Heimer.
No,
Ashe.
Heimer. Ashe. All you get to do is just spam your
every single ADC in the game.
Shut the fuck up. I'll quote Carrier. You are not me. You do not have my team. Don't try to be me.
My goodness. Yeah, I think the bare maximum that ADCs, supports can pick in LCS would be like Ashe. Like, I don't know if they can really be as flexible as Carrier. But, it has been working out. We've seen Caitlyn support before, I think.
Yeah, we can't be as bold as EU like last year. Because like EU played so much Pyke last year. Like a lot. And I loved watching it.
Yeah, I think Targamas was just insane.
He's gross.
Yeah. Like if they didn't ban it, they just honestly I think they first picked it too. Like
no,
they're just like we're gonna go with it. That's what's exciting. I think that was kind of like CLG back in the day where they're like, okay, we're like doing so bad, let's just pick our mains. Especially aside from Doka, he just like it was Yone top, which was like incredible, and like they did win. Or he'd like pick Irelia and he'd like pop off. But at the same time, we just, after that, just like not really, we don't really see teams just outshining with mechanics alone.
Yeah.
It's not as showy as, for example, when Zeka in Worlds where he just popped the F off on Silas and Akali. It was, to me, when as a viewer, it just seemed like mechanics alone, they just won the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, except for King. King just abused Aatrox.
Yeah, we're not gonna go there. I think a lot of people are still a bit salty about that.
Just ban it.
Ban it.
You're not winning.
They're like,
ban it.
No, we can still do it. We can still do it.
I'm better. I swear.
I'm better. I'm stronger.
I'm smarter. I'm better. I am better.
Yeah, it did not work out.
So Jeopardy game. You ready?
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Okay. Now, all of this just revolves around two teams. So I'll make it easy for you.
Mm-hmm.
It revolves around Fnatic and FlyQuest.
Okay.
My favorite team in the LCS, and arguably the worst European team this year.
Awkward.
So, I'm going to hit you with a couple things. Okay, so first off, their new top laner for their spring split. I can't remember his name.
I don't know his name either.
Yeah. So, for all of Fnatic top laners, there's going to be a true or false question.
Okay.
Out of every single Fnatic top laner, the current one has a KDA of blank, A 7, 17 and 2, 5, 36 and 1, 1, 20 and 9, or 16, 14 and 27.
His KDA is 120 and 9.
Correct. Yep, he got his first kill in the 4th game.
I think it's because I watched it that I remember. But that's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
Top lane matters.
Yep. So, little known fact. This is the first time in Fnatic's history that they've ever been this low in the LEC bracket board.
Wow.
The last time they were ever this low is when they were at 6th place. What year do you think they were at 6th place? 2014, 2016, 2018, or 2020?
So 2014, 2016, 2018, and 2020?
Yep.
Okay. This is hard.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Just pick one.
I definitely don't think it's 2020. 18, I think that was when Reckless was popping off. So I think it's 2016.
Ding, ding, ding. You are a winner.
Really?
Yeah, they were 6th place in 2016.
Oh my goodness. Why
Other
am I
than
so
that,
bad at
they've
this?
always been 1 through 4th.
Holy crap.
And I think there was 1 year where they were 5th.
No, because I'm pretty sure early in the years of like LEC, like Fnatic was like they won Worlds or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like definitely not the first one. And then like 2018 and 2020, like they had Reckless. So that's why I'm just like, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, for FlyQuest, this is going to be a true or false. Okay?
Okay.
True or false, this current split, FlyQuest has had their best record of win to loss ratio than they've ever had before.
True.
Correct.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. Never really seen FlyQuest up there. It's been a while.
I've also thought about that, and so I did some digging.
Learned that they were a team this year.
The last time they were ever this high was both in spring and summer of 2020. Spring split of 2020, they ended at 4th with 10 and 8. Also, the other top.
That's when they had Jose Diodo, who was.
Nope.
No?
No. Jose Diodo was 2022.
Oh, I'm dumb. And 2021.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I found it funny that the top 4 at that time as well were Cloud9, Evil Geniuses, 100 Thieves, and FlyQuest were the top 4. Something looks very suspicious.
Who's the odd one out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Golden Gardens were also in the top 6 during spring of 2020.
So this is a repeat of 2020.
Yep. The only team that is not a repeat of 2020 is TSM. TSM was number 5th, and CLG was the bottom. So the only difference is that CLG replaced TSM.
I see.
And then following summer, FlyQuest was able to get 3rd place with a record of 12 and 6.
Oh, that's pretty good.
This is also when Team Liquid popped off. So they had a bad... Team Liquid was 9th in spring and then got 1st in summer.
Oh, that's a comeback.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can do that the next split.
So I looked into this wonder squad that FlyQuest created back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually kind of surprised me who was on the team.
Who's the Wonder Squad?
So top lane was none other than Solo.
Goodness. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jungle, Santorin.
Of course. Keep going.
Mid lane, Power of Evil.
I miss that guy.
ADC, Wild Turtle.
Okay. Interesting.
And support, Ignar.
Ignar. Oh, he's still in the league. I forgot.
Yeah.
Which team is he in again? Immortals?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I think so. No. Ignar. Dig.
Dig?
Yeah.
He's still in Dig?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, did he get benched again?
And then I was just curious, just of how many changes Evil Geniuses made. That same year, Kumo was top. Svensgaren was jungle. Jizuke. Sven Garen. Or Svensgaren?
Oh, I thought you said.
Jizuke was mid. Bang was ADC. And Zazel was support.
Azazel?
Yeah. No, not Azazel. Zizel.
Oh. I was like, what?
2 Z's.
Okay.
I thought it was just weird.
Interesting. Anything else?
Oh yeah, I got one more for you.
Okay. So
it is very well known that most of the players in the LCS are South Korean and from the United States, with 26% of the players being both.
Yeah.
Making it about half.
That's actually
half
crazy.
Of all players are either from the United States or from South Korea.
No, LCS is Korea's retirement home.
Well, not all. You got a lot of young people too.
I guess so, but they usually stay, no?
Yeah, it depends.
I guess it depends, but it's funny. Like, you know, it'd be funny if South Korea there were more South Koreans in the LCS than United States.
That would be funny. And then number 3 of most populated is Canada.
Okay.
With 10 players. Mm-hmm. Australia with 4.
Australia, yeah, that's
Denmark.
Fudge is from Australia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Denmark with 4.
Denmark with 4.
Yep. Turkey with 4.
Turkey with 4. Okay, I know there's Armit and Closer.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know.
For this, I'm going to name the one of one, where there's only one player from this country. I want you to see if you can name the player.
It's going to be hard.
China?
Yeah. Shoot, you can't do it either way. Dude, I can't get this wrong.
You get one hint for each player.
Speaker?
Correct.
Holy crap.
Germany?
Mm-hmm.
There's only one player from Germany.
One player from Germany. Mm-hmm. One player from Germany.
We'll give you a hint on this one.
Okay.
He only played for the first half of spring and then was benched.
What? First half of spring this year?
Yeah.
Okay, Spawn?
Nope.
Shoot, who is it?
Diplex.
Oh my. Wait, no, I should have known that.
This one I did not know.
Oh, I feel stupid.
Philippines.
The Philippines?
Yeah. There's one person with the nationality of the Philippines. It might be dual citizenship.
Give me a hint.
He is a jungler.
Is he still playing?
Yes.
Philippines. A jungler from the Philippines.
Yep.
Dude. Okay, wait, I just need a little bit more time on this.
They did not make it into playoffs.
They did not make it, okay.
That gives you 4 teams.
That gives you 4 teams. Shoot. Dude, I don't Kenby.
There you go.
Oh my god. I can't believe I almost missed that.
Okay. If you don't get this one, you're an idiot. Poland.
I'm an idiot. Poland?
Yep. There's only one player from Poland.
How am I supposed to know? You can't call me an idiot. Jensen?
Inspired.
It's frick. I should have known that too.
Jensen's from Denmark.
Dude, all the European countries to me are the same. Sorry.
Sweden. There's only one from Sweden.
One from Sweden?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. Sweden?
Mm-hmm.
You're not. What team?
I think he's either on Team
You said Team Inspired almost.
I almost
You're about
did.
to say Team Inspired.
I think he's on either Dignitas or Immortals.
Or Immortals? Tomo?
Nope.
Ignore. He's from Korea.
Bululu.
Oh, Bolulu, the millionaire for Immortals. Yeah. He's the guy who played the Vel'Koz first game.
Mm-hmm. And then
what a guy.
One person from Taiwan.
One person from Taiwan.
Yeah, just one.
This is the last one.
Yep.
Dude. Taiwan. Wait, did they make the playoffs?
No.
They didn't.
Nope.
It's not Ignar, obviously.
They are a mid laner.
They're a mid laner that's in a bottom 4 team from Taiwan. Wait. There's Immortals.
You're going through all the mid laners.
Immortals, right, Dignitas, definitely not. And then what are the other two teams? TSM and Team Liquid. So then there's Hyrie, and then in TSM there is Maple. Oh, Maple! It's Maple! Right. Okay.
Watching the gears turn in your head trying to figure this out was 100% worth this Jeopardy game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was just kind of interesting to see where everyone was from, and it was kind of funny to see that like there was only like 6 countries with only one player from it, but there's like a bunch from others.
I like it though because it's very much the American way.
Yeah, but I found it funny also that there's 4 players from both Turkey, Denmark, and Australia. Just 4, not like 5 or anything like that.
Yeah, I honestly expected more from Australia, but I guess I was wrong. Yeah, no, that's very interesting. And I think it's very American because, America, depending on which part of America you're from, at least, there are, it's pretty diverse in some areas, especially in like the capital cities or like the big cities. So I kind of like, learning that there is a lot of diversity in the LCS as well. So
yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. Right now, it's still Korea and US dominated. Yeah. I mean, it would make sense for it to be more US dominated. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was just ironic that it was perfectly split down the middle for United States and Korean. Also, I was surprised that I thought there'd be more people from Canada than the actual United States.
Really?
Yeah, but there's only 10 from Canada.
Only 10, yeah. There are some crazy players in Canada, though. Like, if you know, obviously, in the Valorant scene, it's very obvious. There are a lot of legends from Canada that are in the NA Valorant scene right now.
Now, I was surprised by a couple of the Canadian names.
I didn't know Vulcan was from Canada.
I knew that one, because there was one time at Worlds where he came out with a Canadian flag. It was either Worlds or playoffs.
Wholesome.
Yeah, and I think JoJo also did the same.
Oh, okay. Then that was finals. Yeah. That was spring finals.
So these are all the people from Canada that I didn't know. So you have a Blaze Olive, Biofrost, Chime, Jojo Pion, Licorice, Poom, Spawn, Tenacity, Vulcan, and Wild Turtle. I didn't know Tenacity was Canadian.
I think I knew that. I didn't know Wild Turtle was Canadian.
No, I think that
he's been in the scene for so long.
The 3 that got me were Chime, Poom, and Tenacity. I thought they were all at NA. Or I guess not.
True, I thought
US.
Poom was NA too.
I guess we can't really say NA because NA includes Canada, but I thought they were United States based.
Wait, you know what? That's actually so funny though, because like JoJo, remember he was like the NA go, like the prodigy from NA, but this whole time he was from Canada.
Well, Canada is part of the NA. It's North America.
But like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
but it was like all the orgs are like based from United States, so that's why I assumed he was, because he also came out with a USA flag.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Like in the spring finals, where they like beat 100 Thieves last year, like JoJo was carrying out with a USA flag. That's why I find it really freaking ironic.
That is funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then
those are some nice facts to hear.
Yeah, that ends the Jeopardy one, and then I just have some other interesting facts that now that the split is technically over.
Mm-hmm.
So the only player to get Player of the Week more than once was Prince. He got it twice.
Yeah, that makes sense. Not too surprising.
Now, I'm going to list, because they also announced the top 5 players that got the most player MVPs on stage.
One of them's Fudge for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'll do the top, or I'll do 4, 5, or 5, 4, 3.
Okay.
I want you to guess 1 and 2.
The player of the game?
Yeah, they got the most player of the games.
Okay.
So number 5 is Vikla at 5.
Okay.
Prince at 5.
Wait, Prince at 5?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Fudge at 5.
Uh-huh.
All I'll tell you is that 1 and 2, they got 6.
Okay.
Each.
Oh.
Who are those 2 individuals?
This is hard. I definitely think it'll be a Blabber for sure.
Nope.
What?
I'll give you a hint for second right now.
Okay.
They're on Evil Geniuses.
Inspired.
Correct.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
First place.
So Fudge is not there. And Inspired is tied with someone. So my guess would be Gory?
No.
Stixay?
Nope. You're on the
Berserker.
You're on the right track. It's an ADC, just not Stixay or Berserker.
You cannot tell me that it's Doublelift.
It is Doublelift, baby.
It is. There's no way.
He's gotten 6 player stage MVPs.
You're kidding me.
No.
He played so bad though.
He got 6.
That's biased.
That's not biased. That's just facts.
That's biased.
I'm not biased on this.
Oh my god.
The people picking the players are biased.
What?
Yeah, he got 6.
How many games did they even win? Like 10?
Well, let's get into that because this was the last week of spring split.
Did they include the tiebreaker games?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But it was the last week. It was a super week. Not only was it a super week, but we had so many tiebreaker games at the end. Like Friday night,
imagine if
league started at 2 p.m. PST, whatever, the Pacific time. We'll just go
PTSD?
Yeah, I got that PTSD time. We'll go Pacific time. Yeah. Start at 2 p.m. I don't think the games ended until almost 11 p.m. at night.
It was really late. I think it was like 9 or 10ish. I agree. It was really, really late. 100 Thieves, crazy. They played 3 games in a row. Like, well, not 3. They had like 1 game where there was someone else after their first game. What a wild run, to be honest. Like,
no, they won 5 games in a row this week.
I think it's a very big momentum booster for them, for sure. Like, the more they're winning, the more confident they get. So this is a really good boost for them moving on to the playoffs. But yeah, I was very wild. I was very surprised.
No. So what did you think of this last Super Week?
Surprising, as always. I like to talk about this a lot. We expect teams to win and then they lose, and the teams that we expect to lose win. There's always like a back and forth where a team goes 0-2 this one week, then they go 2-0 the next week. And I think the same thing kind of happened this time.
Yeah. So I think since there's so many games, we should just break it down by day.
Yeah, why not? I think that's a great idea.
So Wednesday, starting off the bat, the biggest, I would say probably one of the biggest hyped matches of the beginning. And it started right off the bat. You had the 2 people tied for first, FlyQuest and Cloud9.
Mm-hmm.
And what a disappointing game it was. Oh my god.
It was definitely something. It was very disappointing in the fact that C9, they just kind of crushed FlyQuest. It was pretty one-sided, I'd have to say. It wasn't as one-sided when there was a tiebreaker match. I'll give it to them. But in this one, I have to blame the draft.
Especially with all the hype behind it. It's like...
They always make it disappointing, I feel like. Remember the first tiebreaker? The first match between them? Everyone's like, oh, Prince versus Berserker. Prince versus Berserker.
They did nothing.
Yeah, they get 1 kill maybe. It's like the slowest game ever.
Yeah, I feel like this duo matchup is like the equivalent of seeing come see the wet t-shirt contest and you're just like, ooh, women in bikinis and wet t-shirt, gotta go. And it's just hairy men that just is very displeasing.
I can't really connect with you on that.
What, do you like seeing hairy men in t-shirts?
No, not that. Just
you'll be excited to see women in...
I never thought about that before, but I think some of the other listeners will understand.
Okay, or it's when a restaurant says online on Uber Eats, free food or free item. Mm-hmm. You go and click on it, and it's just some chips or carrots and...
Or you have to buy something to get it.
Yeah.
That's very disappointing.
And you're very just sad and upset. You were so ready. Does that one fit to you, hungry boy?
You're making me sad.
I'm making you sad.
No, but I definitely agree. The C9 vs FlyQuest game was pretty depressing.
No.
Spica picked my favorite champion, Sejuani, which is a terrible pick right now, but he still did it. Let me guess. Prince picked Zeri. Yep. They did the classic Zeri Sejuani combo, and it was useless. They nothing happened.
So boring. It seems that you have somewhat of a hatred towards Sejuani.
I do have hate for Sejuani because when people play Sejuani, they just don't win unless you're CLG.
And
I don't say for example, there's EG.
Mm-hmm.
EG, they love picking their Sejuani. And they won 0-3 this weekend. And even last week, they're trying to constantly pick Sejuani. It just didn't go well. It's kind of like that thing with when Lucian and Nami got nerfed, but they still kept paying Lucian TSM and they were losing. And it's like the same thing is going on. Like, I understand Sejuani's like an easy champion and you played Sejuani for so long with your team, but after the Radiant Virtue nerfs, he's just not as good anymore. And people have to respect that. Even with the ADC buffs, a lot of crit ADCs are stronger now, like Saya, Jinx, Kaisa, and they all like delete Sejuani. And I think
Draven too. Draven.
Yeah, it was this game where Draven literally just deleted Spica.
GG.
Yeah, GG. I don't know what to tell you.
Other than that, I would say for Wednesday, the only other game that was noticeable was probably 100 Thieves versus TSM. It was kind of a banger.
It was a banger.
It was very bloodthirsty, very back and forth. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Who did Doublelift play in the first match? Actually, I don't remember.
I don't remember either. There's a lot of games this week.
He picked Jinx.
Jinx.
Okay.
No, easy.
Yeah. And it was really cool. We got to see Busio and Renata. Like, I think this was the most exciting part is that Busio, he didn't go to stupid Zeri Lulu, right?
Yeah.
No more Lulu. He picked the more engaging supports. With the Renata, he picked Nautilus. He picked Thresh twice, I believe, and he also picked Rakan.
Yeah.
How can I forget Rakan? He played really well, I'd say. Like, especially this last week and in the tiebreakers, the rookies definitely stepped up their game.
Yeah, I will say the rookies did step up, but I will say Tenacity has always been solid. He's probably the out of all the rookies we've seen come out of NA in the last year and a half, he's probably the most solid, right there next to Danny.
And that's valid. I mean, okay, I wouldn't put him next to Danny.
As like solid though.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I'm just like coming in as a rookie and not faltering, not having like any really bad games.
That's true.
There hasn't been a single game where I just go, it was Tenacity's fault.
I agree with you just because Danny's first year wasn't as spectacular as Danny's second year. And regardless, Danny was he was a standout player. And as for Tenacity, like I agree. And I think you told me about this stat rundown a couple of weeks ago, but he said that he has like the most solo kills out of every top laner.
In the LCS right now.
The LCS, right? Yeah. And I think, and even last week, I'm sorry, this week, we've seen a lot of solo kills from him as well. He just popping off. And
he's a very reliable top laner.
Very reliable. I agree. Like, he's usually always getting kills. And if he does die, like, it isn't really that big of a factor.
Yeah.
He never really ends. He's a very stable player.
Which is good. You want that in a top
no. I mean, we can go back to Summit, who's not very stable, but...
Speaking of Summit, so there was a stat that was announced during this week.
Make me sad.
Because Gnar is one of your favorite champions.
Yeah.
Gnar was played 11 times this split in the LCS.
Oh my god.
And it's only one. Out of those 11... only one game was won on Gnar.
Buzzed by Summit. My guy.
Doesn't matter. That's a big L. And like big L's, EG, day one of Super Week, got a massive L to Immortals.
They took the biggest L's.
And I feel that was the start of a very bad week.
I mean, but you did say he was sick, though.
I know. That's why it's just like, it's unfortunate what happened. But the fact that it happened, this was just like a bad omen.
Yeah.
Like, you see them once in a while, like a good omen, like 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves had a great banger of a game, and they just continued off that high.
They went on a 4-loss streak this week. That's what, like...
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. But, like, kind of like how Golden Guardians had, like, that really big, like, high where just bang, 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 bang. That was 100 Thieves this week. While... during that Super Week previously, 100 Thieves were the one that went loss.
Yeah.
This week it was EG that was in the loss streak.
No, absolutely.
Because you follow into
it was sad.
Thursday, and 100 Thieves just sweep EG. And everything after that was pretty straightforward. There wasn't really a game Thursday, other than the first one, I'd say, that was like really like... surprising?
Yeah, I agree. I definitely want to get more into that game. As we've known, JoJo keeps getting caught out, and it's a big issue. We don't know why it's happening. Either he's sick or there's some communication issues.
And then they've brought in their challenger, mid laner too, sometimes.
Not this week though. It was just one game.
Yeah.
Which worked out, but I'm not saying Jojo should be swapped or anything like that. His aggressive playstyle just didn't work. And now that I'm talking about it, I think it fits very much with 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves Closer, for example, is very aggressive, right? But then if you have EG, who has their Lord and Savior Sejuani pick every single game, like you can't get that same aggression. You know what I mean? 100 Thieves, they finally agreed to the aggression. No more Sejuani, no more scaling Seri Lulu, because it doesn't matter. Regardless of what ADC you pick, you will scale regardless, right? Unless you maybe Lucian. You'll still do damage. You'll still do damage. I have to say, you'll still do damage. Yeah. And now it's 100 Thieves just like being, they took some lessons from Cobra Kai. They're striking first, Yeah. They're finally doing that.
And the good old 1-2.
Yeah, the good old 1-2, and look what happens. 5-0.
Mm-hmm. We also got to see Closer play on
Viego
this week, which is very nostalgic.
And a Viego with many kills at the beginning of the game. Like, can you believe it?
And I can believe it.
Yeah, you can't believe it. But
if anything, I would be more shocked if Closer Viego didn't get kills in the early game.
And I think this is like my theory. They're going to keep playing aggressive, and while still having those aggressive scalers, or maybe just spot lane as a strong scaler and mid lane, and they'll just keep playing scrappy. And if they do lose some kills, regardless, they've been scrappy enough to get to the late game, where because they have stronger scaling teammates on their side, they just guarantee win. We saw that. We saw Double Lift pick Kai'Sa twice.
Yeah.
Played amazing, you know what I mean? And they're so scrappy. It doesn't matter if you're playing super scary. They're so scrappy. They want that. Like, you don't pick Krakus if you don't want to be scrappy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then go into Friday, the big week. And what an upset right off the bat. We had CLG take a win over Cloud9.
Yeah. I mean, we can't ignore CLG.
Yeah.
I keep complaining about them because they're so flip-floppy. They'll either win all the games in a week
or none of them.
Yeah, or none of them. And this time they did that miracle run of going 3-0.
Yeah.
I think we were both assuming that 100.
Well, they did lose in the tiebreaker.
They did lose in the tiebreaker, but regardless, they made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think we're both talking about this. We were saying that we think 100 Thieves and TSM would make it to the playoffs. But, I mean, we got proven wrong once again by CLG.
CLG just kind of snuck in there.
Yeah.
And then probably the biggest disappointing games were EG versus Team Liquid and Dignitas versus Golden Guardians.
What a banger game. I don't even watch any games where Dignitas is in it because I'm like, oh, like, same thing will happen. Golden Guardians lost. That was their only chance to get their best record, right?
Yeah, they have yet to break the record of getting 9 wins. It was such they had 3 days to try to get that.
Yeah, and
3
it wasn't
days.
too bad either. Okay, like I understand they had to go against FlyQuest in their second match.
Yeah.
But they got CLG at the beginning, who were coming off a huge loss streak, and they got Dignitas in their last day. They're not even a large ray of hope at the final match of their week. I mean,
just swing and miss.
I understand that Dignitas have nothing to lose, so they do kind of have an upper hand, but it is kind of sad. We didn't expect this.
Yeah, and then I think was also sad is Team Liquid has finally figured out the secret behind EG. If you just get to the objectives first, you win. Because EG's strategy is always act like you're fighting the objective and then flip it.
No, that's actually so funny though, because like last year we would see that all the time. Like every time they were attacking Baron, we're like, oh, they're not gonna do
they're not gonna do that.
They're just, like, Baron was their play toy. They're like, it was always their bait.
Oh, I'm gonna get Baron. I'm gonna tell you. Oh, I got you.
That's funny too, because teams always fell for it.
Yeah. And Team Liquid's just like, we'll just be there first. They can't coin flip us if we're already there.
It was funny because it was like Team Liquid, they were sacrificing their jungler in the mid lane while Yon just like solo kills the dragon. And they did it like a couple times.
Yeah. It was working. It worked for them. They got the dub.
And you know what's even funnier? Summit, he took all 3 inhibs by himself.
Jesus.
That was funny. Like, it wasn't even like, no fights were really happening, I guess, until I take that back. A lot of fights were happening, but I can't say they were like monumental fights. It was all just a bunch of scrappiness. At the end of the day, Summit just did so much damage to the towers that it didn't even matter anymore.
And then we had 3 tiebreaker games. The FlyQuest versus Cloud9 game. FlyQuest did better.
They did better
than Wednesday.
Yeah, I think it was.
They still lost.
I think it was definitely tight. They were in the lead, and then Berserker, he got that amazing quadra kill in top lane, right? Pulling out that Draven once again. And then, but still FlyQuest fought back. You know, it was very back and forth. But at the end of the day, I mean, better ADC wins. I don't know what to tell you. Berserker was deleting everybody. So.
Yeah. I wouldn't say better ADC wins necessarily. I still think Prince
is better?
Yeah.
You still think Prince is better?
Individually, I would say Prince is better.
Interesting. Well,
you
have yet to prove it, because right now C9 just beat them twice.
That is fair. I just think Cloud9 had a better strategy.
Yeah. I think that's valid, and I honestly think, I don't think FlyQuest or Cloud9 are the best teams. Do you know who the best team is?
Is it the team that won 2 games back to back?
No.
100 Thieves?
Hear me out, okay? CLG. No.
If you say they're the best, I'm going to slap you.
C9 beat FlyQuest twice, right?
Yep.
Then CLG beat C9. And who beat CLG?
Guardians?
100 Thieves.
Oh, that's why... I already said 100 Thieves, and you just had to do like a whole different compilated loot just to get back to where I was.
I had to make sense of it. You know what I mean?
No, there's no it's yes or no answer. I stated 100 Thieves. It's like if we both agreed to meet up somewhere, and we both started at the same place and just had to go across the street. Mm-hmm. I walked across the street. You did a lap around the building, went down 2 blocks, came up, and then met me at the opposite street corner.
Yeah, that's my ADHD.
It's just from point A to point B. There's no C, D, E, or F.
I want more answers. But I think CLG, it's so funny because like CLG is the only team that really made Sejuani work. And the reason why it worked, I looked at their teams and their champs and everything like that. They picked Sejuani into Jace every time, which I think is a genius move. Like MNES picked Jace mid. I think there was like another match where they went against a Jace mid in their 3rd game, and it just worked out because think about it, you play Sejuani. Sejuani has a passive that gives her the armor and everything like that. So a Jace who is like a complete lethality champion only can do nothing against Sejuani. And not only that, the vision early game. I don't know how a contract just weaved through the jungle, dodging every single ward, and managed to get many kills.
Yeah. And so with that, we now have the playoff bracket, with the upper bracket being Cloud9 versus CLG, FlyQuest versus 100 Thieves. Then the lower bracket, you have Golden Guardians that will be paired off with someone, and Evil Geniuses that will be paired off with someone.
Yeah.
Based off this bracket, who do you think will be in the finals?
Who do I think will be in the finals? This is kind of tough. It's really funny because obviously 100 Thieves are coming off of like a 5-win streak, and now they're going against FlyQuest, who's arguably one of the best teams. And then we see another game where it's Cloud9 versus CLG, and CLG have already beat Cloud9 before. So if a normal person who hasn't been watching the matches have looked at this, they'd be like, oh, obviously Cloud9 and FlyQuest are going to move up to the upper bracket, and they're going to fight to see who gets the number 1 seed in the grand finals, right? But when you look at the previous matches and the momentum that the other like quote-unquote underdog teams are coming with, you're like, I don't know anymore.
So I have 3 outcomes.
Can double lift match Prince?
So these are my 3 outcomes. Right off the bat, I think a funny outcome, I'll do my funny one first. I think it would be funny if the 2 people in finals, which would mean the 2 people going to MSI, would be CLG and 100 Thieves.
No.
Okay, so this is my thought process on it. So CLG beats Cloud9 right off the bat, goes to the upper final, and FlyQuest go there, but somehow CLG beats FlyQuest as well. And then 100 Thieves just creaks on by. More realistically, I think it'll be either Cloud9 and FlyQuest, or Cloud9 and 100 Thieves in the finals.
So you think that Cloud9 is a better team than FlyQuest?
Right now, considering that they've lost twice in a row, yes. As much as I hate to admit it, there's only a couple scenarios in my head where FlyQuest make it to it, and it'd be iffy.
I think you're kind of right, just because we've noticed at Cloud9 they are better at drafting. Like, sure, FlyQuest, they do get that unique draft sometimes, especially with how flexible Prince is, right? But he's your ADC, you know, you don't want him to be your flexible pick. You just want him to carry, right? Well, on Cloud9, though, you got Blabber, who's very flexible. Their mid laner, who's very flexible. I think more flexible than Vikla. No offense, Vikla. And also, arguably, I think the best top laner this split, Fudge, who's been so consistent. And also, like you said, got like 5 player to games, right?
I think probably one of the better, or not the better, but more convincing one would be Cloud9 and 100 Thieves going to finals. Cloud9, because they're a very solid team, very good draft.
They have been very consistent.
100 Thieves, they have 2 players that are known for just being different in playoffs.
That's true.
Closer playoff and double lift playoff are 2 different beasts.
Oh, not Bjergsen?
No, he doesn't pop off.
Okay.
He's like a second support.
He's a vegan mid laner.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see some Zillion, hopefully.
Yeah. And FlyQuest, I would say they have a hard hill to climb.
I think so.
Surprisingly, like, I'm still a diehard FlyQuest fan.
Gotcha.
I just think they need to figure out how to beat Cloud9. If they can figure that out, they have the potential of making it into finals, grand finals. Other than that, they'll just have to figure it out during MSI and then just come more prepared for summer.
I think that's a very valid answer. If we did look at the tiebreakers, we've noticed that Cloud9 and 100 Thieves, which surprisingly 100 Thieves, are probably one of the most flexible teams at the moment. I remember we talked about this before where we wanted 100 Thieves. We wanted to see if they are more flexible. And during the tiebreakers, they were like, fuck it, we ball. Let's try to be flexible. Let's try stuff. Let's pull out the first Lissandra of the split, you know?
They did it back to back.
They did it back to back. They played it twice in a row. So in that sense, they're not super duper flexible, but
it's something.
But yeah, it's still something. They got support switches, their jungle switches. You know, no one can play Viego like closer, you know? So I definitely agree. It could definitely be Cloud9 and 100 Thieves in the grand finals. I am looking forward to that. But FlyQuest, I think they can do it as long as they don't pick Sejuani. Like, please God, don't pick Sejuani.
Like, I almost would say, like, people would say that, like, Golden Guardians and Evil Geniuses are like the dark horses because they're in the lower brackets. I think FlyQuest is the dark horse of this playoff. I really do.
If they're like, potentially they might just go to losers right away and just make a miracle run. Like,
they're not a super team in any way, and they're all individually great. Not 100% the best, but arguably everyone on that team is, like, very good.
Yeah, I definitely don't think we should count off.
I'm not counting them off.
We kind of sound like we're counting them off, but we're not.
Yeah, like they're the dark horse, I would say, of playoffs, of the sense of people expect them to be, like, great. But after this last Super Week, it's going to be rough because you just got done basically losing twice to Cloud9. And so if it is in the grand finals, Cloud9 versus FlyQuest, how confident will you be in defeating Cloud9 in the grand finals, considering that you haven't been able to do it for quite some time now?
Yeah. It's almost like they need that a momentum push.
Yeah.
They need a crazy loser bracket run almost to face off Cloud9 again. And also, I'd like to say that seeing how all the teams have been doing with, you know, either winning straight and a losing straight, I think CLG are going to shit the bed. Just because they did so well this week, I think in playoffs they're going to do bad.
I could see that.
As for Golden Guardians, I think they're going to do well. Just because they did so bad this week. And for Evil Geniuses, I think they can do bad.
Evil Geniuses are on a rocky road.
Yeah, they're on a rocky road. And remember, when we did see them on a rocky road, they usually don't get back up as quick. That's what I've noticed. Especially when
they either come in flying high,
yeah,
or it's a slow build up.
Yeah, and we've noticed that especially when Danny left, right? And they like replaced him with I forgot his name, but he was a really good player. They didn't do very hot.
No.
They were good, but not great.
I feel like one of the people that kept them flying high or helped them get back up was Danny.
Yeah.
So they've kind of almost lost their crutch in a way.
They've lost their crutch, and they've had another crutch though. They had JoJo, and that crutch is not working.
You had two crutches.
Yeah.
You lost one, and the other one's broken.
Yeah, and now there's only Inspired.
Like, I'm not saying like
legs.
like I did shit on FBI a lot last year.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like seeing him on Evil Geniuses, he's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, I think he is doing great.
But I'm sorry, you can't be Danny though. You can't be the crutch. Be Danny,
yeah.
The only other person I would say that could be the crutch is Someday or Inspired. Inspired, I don't think.
We definitely don't see him being as hot as the other junglers.
Yeah, because right now, in my opinion, I think the jungle meta is becoming more early game based.
Mm-hmm.
And
he picks Sejuani regardless.
Yeah, he's been picking like a lot of like late games. Like
don't do that.
I feel like Nocturne, Kayn, Wukong.
Well, yeah, Inspired Kayn. We saw that.
Once.
Was it this year?
Last year.
We gotta see that again.
Like those three champions right there, all great.
Like, don't get me wrong.
Lee Sin.
I still think Inspired JoJo are the best mid jungle duo, but they do have to step up more, especially because of the crap show that they showed this week.
Yeah.
So let's predict the bracket. So FlyQuest goes down, and let's say goes against Evil Geniuses. FlyQuest win. Anything will be Cloud9 versus FlyQuest.
Either Cloud9 versus FlyQuest, Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves, or 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest.
So you see a potential in 100 Thieves beating Cloud9.
There's a potential.
I think you're right, because
those are. I feel like those three teams are the ones that are going to end up in grand finals. Sorry to the rest of you all, but right now those three are the hottest.
Because 100 Thieves have beaten every team except FlyQuest and Cloud9.
Mm-hmm.
They've never beaten Cloud9 or FlyQuest. That's a big deal.
I feel like with the new coach change, they've gotten a lot hotter.
That's true.
They went from a massive loss streak to a massive win streak.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they've just gotten a lot more confident, a lot more fluent. And I'm curious, especially after a 5-game win streak, how that's going to affect them going into the first game of playoffs.
True.
Like if they conquer both FlyQuest and then Cloud9 going into the grand finals, I think that's a guaranteed dub.
I think I agree with you. I think if they do beat FlyQuest at the first match, that's going to give them a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
So you're right. I definitely think it can go both ways. There's a lot of mental blocks that could happen for every single team here.
But we'll just have to find out.
Yeah, we'll have to find out. When is playoffs again? It's like in a week or two?
Next week.
Next week? Oh, wow. That's happening soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so can't wait to see what happens.
And we'll talk about it more in the next week. Yeah.
And just remember that grass doesn't exist. We're keeping that, baby.
Yeah.